Okay, it's Tuesday night at Mory's. We're with Coach Jack Siedlecki, and that was some football game.
It was a great football game. We played with tremendous effort for 60 minutes. Kind of a coach's dream type of performance. We just really, really played hard. I thought we played really well. The game went the way probably we wanted it to go as much as anything. The field position, the problem was we had just as bad field position as they did, but we kept them 80 or 90 yards away the entire game. The two kickers, their punter had 4 punts over 50 yards, and Tom had 3 inside the 20. It was a field position battle, and both teams, made plays on offense, but were just so far away all day, and it made for a really exciting, low-scoring game.
I think we saw a lot of poise from Brooke Hart.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, he made some plays, obviously, that we haven't made all year long. He's really improving dramatically week to week. More in the package. He's able to do more. We obviously went back to throw it a lot more than we have, and we threw it 32 times, and I think he had 6 or 7 carries, and every carry was actually he was back there to pass. So we went back to throw it about 39 times out of 64 plays or something like that. So definitely getting more confidence in him, and he's getting more confidence in us and everything that we're doing and all the players around him. And he played with a lot of composure.
And defensively, the story continues. I mean, that was such a high-powered Brown offense you read about, and to hold them to 3 points in the last 2 of the last 3 games, the opponent doesn't score a touchdown. That's remarkable.
Yeah, and I think, we did it without Bobby in the game for an extended period of time. We did it without Paul Rice basically for the entire game. So some guys really stepped up. I mean, Adam Money coming into the game and playing the way he did against, what's supposed to be the best offense in this league. They didn't look like it on Saturday, but they have all the numbers. That's where they are. And, Timmy Hanlon at linebacker just stepped in and did a great job. And, without Bobby, not just as the player, but Bobby, the leadership, some other guys stepped up. And, it was kind of nice at the end of the game to see the celebration with Casey with his first interception. I think that was some comic relief at the end, but it shows how much the kids care about each other.
He's been a solid player for so long, but this is a joke, but he seems to play best when he's most banged up.
Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, he has had a pretty tough year physically, and he is just – the thing is he's handled it so well. He understands what he can and cannot do in practice. He really takes care of himself on a day-to-day basis, and honestly, I think he's playing better this year than he's played all year, and he's doing it with limited practice repetition, and he's doing it – he's playing in pain at times, but he has had an outstanding season.
Princeton week, final home game of the season. Is it nerve-wracking?
I don't know, nerve-wracking. It's exciting. These last 2 weeks, and I kind of approach it the same way every year with the players. I tell them this is our postseason play. We have one of the most unique situations in the country that we play back-to-back arch rivals. This is the 131st game with Princeton, 125th game with Harvard. I mean, there's just no more tradition than that. There's no games that have more meaning to a school and to a league and the whole thing, and that's how we approach it. And it's I don't know if you'd say nerve-wracking. It'll be nerve-wracking on Saturday. I mean, it'll be I hope it'll be another great football game, but it's exciting, and you always have that feeling for the seniors. They know that it's winding down, and somebody asked me today, does that go through their mind in the game? Do you think that's in their mind? And I really don't. Not as long as it's a close game. They're just playing the football game. It was like Saturday. There wasn't any time to think about anything else. You had to think about the next play and what's going on. I think you more reflect on it after. But this 2 weeks is unique in college football, man. There's nowhere else that you could compare to this. This is like, Ohio State, Michigan playing 2 weeks in a row. I mean, it just doesn't happen. So it's pretty exciting.
On the field, what type of a team is Princeton?
They're a typical Princeton team. They've been snake bit, no doubt about that. I mean, they've played in some really close football games, and I had a conversation with Joel Lamb, who was with us, and Joel made the comment. He goes, "Hey, Princeton should have beat us, and we should have beat Brown, but both games went the other way," and that's somewhat the story of the league. You're playing a lot of close games, but Princeton has lost a lot of close football games. Another one on Friday night to Penn. They lost 14-9, had several opportunities to win the game and didn't. And that's kind of been the story of their year. And, they'll come in here all excited. And, it's exciting for them, too. It's their rivalry game. And I think we've had some great Princeton football games over the last few years, and I think this will be another one.
Last question. We talk so much about the seniors. It's a story, and we alluded it a little bit. But you've got Brooke Hart as the quarterback right now. He's a sophomore. You've got him throwing to Peter Balsam on that touchdown play. He's a sophomore. You talked about on the defense some of the young guys because of injuries being brought in. Really is a very deep team in that respect, and you've got to be even. I mean, this is not just this year where things are looking good, but this is stuff to build on for the future.
Yeah, I mean, this will be a big senior class to lose. I mean, some kids that have been kind of the identity of the program for 3 years, Mike McLeod and Bobby in particular. They have been the face of Yale football for 3 years now. But there are some really good players in the program, and the whole quarterback, receiver crew, they're all back. The tight ends, John Sheffield, all of those guys are back. I mean, that's probably 7 guys deep, with a couple of them are sophomores, a couple of them are juniors. Most of the 3 tight ends, one's a sophomore and 2 are juniors. So that's a real good crew of kids coming back. And defensively, because of some injuries, some guys have had to step in and play and have done an admirable job. So, I mean, defense will be the hardest, because there's so many seniors starting there, but there's good players in the program, and they'll come out in the spring, and we'll get it all squared away.
All right. Well, thanks, Coach, and good luck against Princeton, the final home game of the year.
Thank you very much.
That's Yale head coach Jack Siedlecki.